Hey, okay, what we're going to do now is work from this. This is our upper leg. I'm going to separate off this part. Detach, and this becomes our hips. I'm not detaching it as a clone. Okay, so now I'm going to effect pivot only, center to object, and I'll just move it over here for the moment, just out the way. Meanwhile, over here, I'm just going to close this. I'm closing this simply because, you know, you tend to have to close models up when you put them in optimization or whatever, so it's always a good idea just to do that. Okay, let's move this back now, once I've capped this end. If you look, our polygon count is still under 500, so we're doing okay. Okay, put that in there. Next. I'm going to start building off the shape of our hips. So what I'm going to do is use a bevel. I'm going to do a 0 length bevel. That's where I don't give it any particular length, as you can see, just so that the polygons start to look like they're breaking. But then I pull it out. I'm going to pull it out about that far. Okay. Now, because I want it to look like it's leaning forward, I'm going to pick, I think probably, let's see, I want this one, this one, this one, this one. Got to be careful how I select these. This one and this one, like that. I'll delete the inside polygons for the moment as well. Okay, that's fine. Now, what I'm going to do here is select this one and this one. And using the move tool, I'm going to drag them out. Shift and drag them out even. Shift and drag them out when not constrained to an axis. Ah, it's going to constrain it to my axis. What are you doing, you mad fool? Okay, I'll just do it this way. Alright, now move them around. And I'm going to want to kind of bring these up a bit. So, turn this off local, I think. Bring that to there. That to about there. And then we can raise it so that this one comes up to round about the same height as this one. Like that. Just start leveling it out a bit. You can kind of see what I'm doing, I hope. If you can't, then don't worry, it will make sense soon. Okay, let's go into perspective. And we can start closing up some of these excess polygons we have. Bridge there. Funnily enough, a lot of these are four-sided shapes anyway, so... Okay, I think I'll close it from this direction. Again, taking some thinking. As you can see, this one's slightly split in the way that it's bridged it. And then again here. Now, because I don't like the way that's being cut, I'm going to do a cut myself just from here up to here. Okay. And I'll just do a quick weld once I've reduced my threshold considerably. There we are, just to make sure there's no massive glaring errors that I can see beyond the obvious. I know you're sitting thinking, what obvious? Okay, next I'm going to take this part. And from this I can bring that up to about there. Just rotate it a little bit. I'm going to flatten it and then rotate it. Quite nice. It gives us that really quite a nice little torso look there. Okay. And again, just checking my references while I'm doing this, because it is throwing its hips forward like that, which makes it look more threatening. And at the back here, I'm just going to bring these in a little bit more like that. Okay, now I need to make the center of the torso. So I'll just cap this and drag it till I've got this about halfway, like so. Front viewport, that's fine. Left, because I always build, because I'm left-handed I think, I'm not sure, but I always build them so that the left viewport ends up being the front viewport, and I'm far too lazy to rotate everything 90 degrees, so if ever you've wondered, that's the reason. Okay, just that there. Okay, now I'm going to apply symmetry. Just on the y-axis, don't need to flip it this time. And is that about the right width? Yeah, I think it is actually. Just a little bit concerned in case it wasn't. Convert to edible poly. Now on the top here, I'm going to start doing some target welds, just to clean up the verts. Simply so that I can put in a cylinder in the middle, which I'm going to draw out basically using auto grid. Okay, so this will still be part of the hips, so I'm not going to bother renaming it. Geometry, cylinder, auto grid. I'm going to draw it from the middle, like that. Like that. Now, if I go into my side view here, what I'm going to want to do, convert to edible poly, is fix the top, because I need the top to be angled so that it's completely flat. So I'll take off angle snap, just until that is like so, and then I'm going to use my scale tool just to scale it, just that it's the right width again, because we want it to look circular even though it's kind of slightly trimmed in at the top. Actually no, I think I'll just keep it the way it was. There we are. See? Didn't have to go back too much. You can choose whichever one you please, however. Okay, now isolate this for a second while I delete the bottom polygons. I can unisolate it again. All looks okay. Right, so I'm going to attach the hips to it. So the hips are there, all over the place, but that's fine. Right, don't worry by the way if I'm just muttering about things being all over the place. I tend to talk to myself an awful lot, probably a habit of doing the video tutorials. So if I'm saying something about something and it doesn't seem to make any sense, it's honestly probably nothing important unless I say it is. It's just me trying to make sense of something, because I do tend to work a lot, even though I do preparation in real time. That's part of the whole kind of dangerous nature of the nothing added, nothing taken away tutorial program. Okay, cap that. That's a lot of the reason why you see my mistakes as well. I think I need to narrow down the width of these. So let's have a look at them. There and there. And what I'm going to do is just bring those in a little bit. There, that's better, because they were a little bit too large. I'm going to check the size of this hip unit. In fact, I think I could probably just bring down the size of the entire hip unit. There, that's better. Right, what I'm going to do now... Okay, so the next thing I need to do is take this leg, just here, and copy it. So I'm going to do a Control-I, just to inverse select everything. And again, just make sure my reset X form's in place. I can sort out those pivots later on. Now I'm going to mirror absolutely everything as a copy, and I can choose, you know, which axis I want. So I want the Y. Bring that out like so. I'm just basically trying to copy it to this intersection point just there, so I know it's in the center. And there we go, that's that piece done. Okay, now another thing I need to do quickly is, again, just reset the X-forms on these. You'll notice they'll all go turned inside out. So for each one of them individually, I'll just do a quick flip. And then this top piece here. There we are. Okay, that looks good. Next piece then, we're going to do the cowling. So, the cowling looks more complicated than it actually is. Basically, a lot of the shape for this is the curved overhead. The shoulders are built into it, as are the arm sockets, because most of the movement actually comes from, well, we've got some base movement in the shoulder and some base movement in the socket. We'll probably do it using simple ball joins. Okay, so I'm going to start off with just the back of the head, and I just want to quickly size up for myself how big that is compared to the rest of the model. Not actually that massive, it's quite small. Okay, so I'm going to draw myself out a box without using auto grid. I'll just make it about that big. Like so, maybe give it some depth as well though. Okay, drop into perspective so I can see it, and pull this back like so. Right, now what I'm going to do is convert to editable poly, and just really trying to decide the best way to put these together at the moment. Now then, this piece here will go over here. I'll just pull that out like that. Okay, and move this edge here back like so, and then I'm going to move these bottom parts in just a little bit, and just use the scale tool just to bring that in just a little bit, not too much. Right, now on this top piece, you can create it using lots and lots of different pieces if you want. I'm just going to build mine using extrudes. I think I'll just use 1, 2, 3 extrudes. I'll bring this one into about there, and then this one to about there. There we go, and that curves out the top okay. I just need to raise it up a little bit. And now this one. Oop, wrong one. There. Okay, just to give our curved shape here that we need. Okay, now I'm going to go straight through here and just do a loop. Actually, no, ring. A quick connect. That'll half that off for us. Select here and here. Let's just bring that out just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, that shape's looking okay. Another quick greeting from Mr. Twitters. And I'm just going to extrude this forwards to about there, and then I'm going to flatten it like so. Keep bringing it forward a bit more. There we are. Okay, now I'm going to check my references again. Alright. Now I'm going to start bringing these down and in. And again, just keeping this shape at the bottom where I can. Just cycling through my reference images again. Okay, so I'm going to bring these ones down. There, there, and there. Just a case of working out for me exactly where the curve's supposed to be and so on. Okay, now we're going to go through this again. Do another connect. And this time, I'm just going to straighten this by just doing that. And I'm going to chamfer it. I'm not going to open my chamfer. There we are. Top viewport again. Perspective. Right, I'm going to grab this one. Just do a quick loop. Bring it wide. This one. Loop. Bring it wide as well. So again, back to shaping this piece. This piece here is going to tuck underneath in just a minute as well. And this piece here is going to go up. So, start work on that now. It's a very complicated shape actually for the Ed 209, so... Scale this in. Whoever came up with it, like I said before, really was very, very good at design. Okay. A lot of tweaking to make this one work. Start to curve this. Bring these back in. Perspective in. Then this part here needs to be a bit wider and flatter at the top. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is separate this off and then build the additional parts from it. So I'm going to trim this. And this for the moment. Okay, what I'm going to do instead is grab this and shift and drag it down to about there and then drop into here. So from viewport again, just move that to about there, shift and then move it down again to about there. That'll do our cowl nicely. Use the interactive bridge tool. The reason I'm doing it this way instead of building all as one piece is because suddenly I had a burst of common sense and realised how stupidly, swingeingly complicated the overall cowl shape is. So it's going to be a lot easier doing it this way, trust me. Now, Okay. Really need to round this some more, because it's more like a disc shape than a beetle. There we are. That's more like the shape I need. And I'm going to take off this edge here, and this edge here, and this back piece, and this one and this one. Like so. Okay, now I'm going to save and see you in the next bit.